See that iconic blue and yellow can sitting on your garage shelf? You probably think it's just for silencing that annoying squeaky hinge on your bathroom door, or maybe loosening a rusty bolt on your kid's bike. That's what most people think. But what if I told you that that $6 can holds the secret to saving you literally thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your car? You'd probably call me crazy. But as a mechanic with more decades under the hood than I care to admit, I'm here to tell you it's the God-honest truth. Used correctly, the stuff is a miracle worker. It's a lifesaver. It can mean the difference between a smooth, quiet ride that lasts for years and a catastrophic repair bill that's bigger than what your car is even worth. But here's the kicker, and you need to listen to this part. Used wrong, it's an engine killer. It's a transmission destroyer. It's a brake system nightmare that can and has cost people their lives. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. I'm going to expose the absolute smartest, most effective WD-40 tricks that the dealerships and repair shops hope you never, ever find out about. And then I'm going to show you the deadly, costly, wallet-draining mistakes that 70% of car owners are making right now, turning their miracle can into a ticking time bomb. You are not going to want to miss a single second of this. But hold on. Before we dive into trick number 1, do me a quick favor. If you're already thinking, wow, this could actually save me some serious cash, just tap that like button right down below. It takes 1 second, and it really helps the channel out. And hey, if you want more money-saving car secrets, the kind of insider knowledge that'll keep you out of the mechanic's shop for good, do yourself a favor and smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Trust me, your car will run better, and your wallet will thank you later. Alright, let's get to work. Number 12. The Rust Repairer. Right now, as your car is sitting in the driveway, it is under attack. It's a silent, slow, and devastating attack. I'm talking about rust, that reddish-brown cancer that is silently eating away at your vehicle's metal, frame, and floorboards. You probably don't even see it. It's starting under the paint, in the wheel wells, along the pinch welds under the door. And here's the scam. Once that rust takes hold, once it bubbles up through that shiny paint, you're already in trouble. You take it to a body shop, and you'll watch the mechanic suck his teeth, shake his head, and write you an estimate for hundreds, or more likely, thousands of dollars to cut, weld, and repaint. They love rust jobs because the labor is high and the outcome is never guaranteed. But what if you could stop that rust dead in its tracks before it costs you a fortune using that simple can? Here is exactly what you need to do. The moment you see a rock chip or a small rust spot starting to form, your first job is to act fast. Rust never sleeps. Grab your can of WD-40 and spray it directly onto that rust spot. Don't be shy with it. Let it soak in for about 10 to 15 minutes. You need to let it penetrate deep into the pores of that oxidation. Then, take a good, stiff wire brush or a pad of coarse steel wool. You need to scrub that spot hard. You'll be amazed. The surface rust will start to come off like magic, turning into a reddish-brown paste. Wipe it clean with a rag. But here's the secret step, the one that most people miss and the reason their rust comes back. After you've scrubbed it clean and dry, take the can again. Spray a final light coat of WD-40 over the entire area you just cleaned and let it dry. Don't wipe this coat off. Here's the science. This creates a protective barrier that prevents new rust from forming. Rust needs 2 things to survive: metal and moisture. The WD-40's primary function, the reason it was invented, is water displacement. That's what WD stands for. It displaces moisture at a molecular level, starving the rust of the one thing it needs to spread. Without moisture, the oxidation process stops cold. This simple 5-minute trick can be the difference between a small, manageable spot and a $2,000 bodywork nightmare down the line. We're talking about saving your rocker panels, your fenders, and the structural integrity of your car. This isn't just about looks, it's about the safety and resale value of your vehicle. Number 11. The stuck bolt miracle. We've all been there. You're trying to do a simple job. Maybe you're changing your oil, replacing a sensor, or trying to swap out your brake pads, and you encounter it. The DIY mechanic's worst nightmare. A completely, utterly, hopelessly stuck, rusted-on bolt. Your wrench slips, you bust your knuckles open on the concrete, and the bolt doesn't budge a single millimeter. You give up, defeated, and take it to the shop. The mechanic puts it on the lift, glances at it, and says, "Ooh, that bolt is seized up real bad. It's gonna be extra labor. Some shops will even tell you they need to get the torch out, or drill it out and retap the threads, which costs even more money. They're charging you by the hour for a problem that you could have solved in 15 minutes. Here's what you do. Take that stubborn, rusted bolt and absolutely soak it with WD-40. I mean, drown it. Let the penetrating oil creep into the threads. Now, here's the key. Go make a cup of coffee. You have to wait. Don't rush this part. You must give it at least 15 minutes. The oil needs time to work its way deep into the threads through capillary action, breaking down the rust and corrosion that's locking it in place. After 15 minutes, put your wrench back on. Try to turn it. If it's still stuck, don't give up. Spray it again with even more WD-40. Now take a small hammer and give the head of the bolt a few sharp, gentle taps. You're not trying to destroy it. This vibration is critical. It helps shock the threads and allows the oil to penetrate even deeper, breaking that rusted bond. Try the wrench again. 9 times out of 10, that bolt will break free with a satisfying crack and spin right out. This technique works on lug nuts, exhaust manifold bolts, suspension bolts, engine bolts, any threaded fastener that's giving you a hard time. You will save yourself a fortune in shop labor costs, and you'll avoid the catastrophic risk of snapping the bolt head off, which turns a simple 1-hour repair into an all-day nightmare. Number 10. The electrical system saver. Your car is not just a machine. It's a rolling computer. It has dozens of microprocessors, hundreds of wires, and thousands of electrical connections. And every single one of them is constantly under attack from the car's mortal enemy, moisture. When that moisture gets in, the copper connections corrode. They get that nasty green or white crust on them. And when that happens, strange things start to happen. Your radio cuts out for no reason. Your headlights flicker when you hit a bump. Your power windows get slow. Or worse, you turn the key one morning and all you get is a click or complete dead silence. Your car won't start. Electrical problems are terrifying for most car owners because they seem like mysterious, expensive black magic. A shop will charge you $150 an hour just to diagnose the problem, and they'll probably tell you that you need a new wiring harness or a new computer, costing thousands. But here is something most people, even some mechanics, don't know. A WD-40 is a fantastic, non-conductive cleaner for electrical connections. Because it displaces water, it's perfect for this. Here's the trick. Go to your battery. Are the terminals covered in that fuzzy white or green corrosion? Spray WD-40 directly on the terminals. Let it sit for a minute. The corrosion will wipe away easily with a rag. Open your fuse box. Spray a little shot into the fuse connections. Pull your spark plug wires and spray a tiny amount onto a Q-tip to clean the connections on the coil pack and the wire ends. A bad connection here can cause engine misfires, terrible gas mileage, and even long-term engine damage. It's especially good for trailer light connectors. Those things live in the rain and get corroded constantly. A shot of WD-40 before you plug it in will ensure your brake lights and turn signals work every time. By keeping your connections clean and protected, you are actively preventing those gremlin problems that could cost you hundreds or even thousands to diagnose and repair. Number 9. The engine knock stopper. This is one of the scariest sounds a car owner can ever hear. You're accelerating onto the highway and you hear it, a metallic pinging or knocking sound coming from deep within the engine. It sounds like marbles rattling around in a tin can. That sound is engine knock or detonation, and it usually means very, very expensive internal engine problems. It means fuel is igniting at the wrong time and the explosion is fighting the piston. Most mechanics will hear that, shake their head, and tell you it's time for a major engine overhaul or a new engine entirely. You're looking at a $5, $7, or even $10,000 bill. But before you panic and drain your bank account, you need to understand why it might be knocking. While serious knock is a big problem, some knock can be caused by simpler issues. Often, it's related to poor fuel quality, but another common culprit is moisture in the ignition system. This is where WD-40 comes in, but you have to be smart. Some old-timers swear by spraying it into the carburetor. Don't do that. Here's the safer WD-40 approach for an engine that's running rough. It's related to the last trick. Moisture in your distributor cap, on older cars, on your spark plug wires, or in your coil pack connections can cause a weak or mistimed spark. This leads to incomplete combustion, which can sound like a knock or a severe misfire. The fix is to use WD-40 for its intended purpose, water displacement. On a cool engine, spray a little WD-40 on a clean rag and wipe down your spark plug wires. Spray a small amount on the outside of the distributor cap and around the coil pack connectors. This helps drive out any moisture that could be causing an intermittent, short, or a weak spark. This isn't a replacement for a real mechanical fix if you have a bad piston rod, but it's a critical diagnostic step. If a little moisture displacement suddenly quiets your engine, you've just saved yourself from a mechanic telling you that you need a new engine when all you had was a little dampness in your ignition system. Always check your fuel quality first, but never underestimate the problems that moisture can cause. Number 8. The throttle body cleaner. Is your car acting sluggish? When you're sitting at a stoplight, does the engine idle rough like it's about to stall? Have you noticed your acceleration is poor and you're getting terrible gas mileage? There's a good chance your engine's throat is clogged. I'm talking about the throttle body. This is a simple butterfly valve that controls exactly how much air enters your engine. Over time, it gets clogged with black, sticky carbon buildup and gunk from the crankcase ventilation system. When it gets dirty, that valve can't close properly or open smoothly. Your car's computer gets confused and your engine starts to act up. Most shops and dealerships charge anywhere from $150 to $300 for a throttle body service. They claim it requires special, expensive cleaners and diagnostic tools to relearn the idle. Here's the truth your mechanic doesn't want you to know. In most cases, you can clean it yourself in 15 minutes with WD-40. Locate your air intake tube, that big black hose running from the air filter box to the engine. Remove it. It's usually just held on with a couple of hose clamps. Look inside, and you'll see the throttle body, a round metal component with a plate in the middle. I guarantee you it will be coated in black soot. Spray WD-40 directly onto that throttle plate and all around the surrounding areas. Get an old toothbrush, one you will never use on your teeth again, and scrub away all that carbon buildup. You'll see it dissolve. Have someone turn the key to the on position without starting the engine, and press the gas pedal, which will open the plate so you can clean the edges. Wipe everything clean with a clean rag. Reattach the air intake tube. That's it. This simple 15-minute job can completely restore your engine's performance, smooth out that rough idle, and dramatically improve your gas mileage. That carbon buildup restricts airflow, making your engine work harder and use more fuel for every single mile you drive. A clean throttle body means a happier engine and fewer trips to the gas station. Number 7. The brake squeal eliminator. Okay, listen up, because this is one of the most important and most misunderstood tricks on the list. Have you ever had brakes that scream so loud it turns heads in every parking lot? That high-pitched, ear-splitting squeal every time you touch the pedal. It's embarrassing, it's annoying, and it makes your car sound like a piece of junk. Most people immediately think they need new brake pads and rotors. They brace themselves for a $300 to $500 repair bill. But here's the secret. Often, the squealing isn't caused by worn-out pads. It's caused by high-frequency vibration and minor corrosion on the brake hardware, the metal-on-metal contact points. Now, before I go any further, I need to be 100% clear. We will talk about the deadly mistake later, but I must say it here too. Never, ever, ever spray WD-40 on the face of your brake pads or the surface of your brake rotors. Ever. If you do, you will destroy your brakes and you could have a fatal accident. With that critical warning out of the way, here is how you properly use it to stop squeal. When you are doing a brake job, or if you've taken the wheel off to inspect, the squeal is often coming from the caliper pins, the pad retaining clips, or the points where the back of the brake pad touches the caliper piston. These metal parts get corroded and stick. WD-40 is a fantastic cleaner to free up this corroded hardware. You can spray it on stuck caliper pins to help remove them. You can use it to clean the rust off the metal slides and pad clips, but here is the mechanic's process. Step 1. Use WD-40 to clean and free up all the sticking, corroded hardware, pins, clips, slides. Step 2. Wipe all the WD-40 off completely with brake cleaner. Step 3. Apply proper high-temperature brake grease to those exact same contact points. WD-40 is the cleaner in this job, not the lubricant. By cleaning off the corrosion and rust, you allow the new grease to do its job, which is to cushion those metal parts and stop the vibration that causes the squeal. This trick can eliminate that horrible brake noise and extend the life of your brake components, but it must be done with precision and intelligence. Number 6. The window mechanism. Rescuer. There is nothing more frustrating than a car window that won't go up or down. You push the button, you hear a sad whir or click, and nothing. It's even worse when it gets stuck in the down position, and there's a rainstorm on the way. You take it to the shop, the mechanic tells you the window regulator is broken and the entire mechanism needs to be replaced. That's a $300, $400, sometimes even $600 repair, because they have to take the entire door panel apart. Before you authorize that repair, you must try this first. In my experience, more than half the time, the motor isn't dead and the regulator isn't broken. The mechanism is just old, dry, and gummed up. You'll have to remove your interior door panel. Don't be scared. It's usually just a few screws, hidden in the armrest or behind the door handle, and a series of plastic clips. You can find a tutorial for your exact car online. Once the panel is off, you'll see the window mechanism, a set of tracks, cables, and pivot points. Take your can of WD-40 and spray all of the moving parts. Soak the tracks that the window slides in. Spray the cables, the gears, and every single pivot point you can see. Now, work the window switch. Try to move it up and down several times. You'll be amazed. That broken window will likely start to shudder, then move, and then start working perfectly smoothly. Most window problems are simply caused by dried-out factory lubricant and minor corrosion. The WD-40 penetrates deep into these mechanisms, breaks up the old, hardened grease, and restores smooth, effortless operation. This works for both power windows and old-school manual crank windows. This is one of my favorite repairs because it seems so complicated, but the fix is so incredibly simple. You just saved yourself $600 and proved the shop wrong. Number 5. The Hood Hinge Hero. This is one of the most forgotten parts of your car, but it's one that can cause a major headache and even a safety hazard. I'm talking about your hood hinges and latch. A hood that's hard to open, makes a loud creaking or groaning noise when you lift it, or doesn't want to latch shut properly isn't just an annoyance. It's a clear sign that the hinges are binding, wearing out, and full of corrosion. Eventually, those worn hood hinges can seize up completely, or worse, they can fail, causing the hood to not align properly. This creates a serious safety hazard if the latch doesn't catch and requires an expensive replacement of the entire hinge assembly. And let's not forget the hood struts, those little gas springs that hold your hood up. When they fail, that heavy hood comes crashing down on your head while you're checking the oil. The solution has never been simpler, and it takes 30 seconds. Open your hood, take your can of WD-40, and using the straw, spray it directly onto all the hood hinge pivot points. Work the hood up and down a few times to distribute the lubricant and work it deep into the joint. Then, spray the hood latch mechanism itself. This is critical. That latch lives at the front of the car, getting hit with rain, salt, and road grime. Spray it well, then go pull your hood release lever inside the car a few times. Finally, spray the mounting points and pivot areas of those gas-powered hood struts. This simple maintenance takes less than a minute, but can extend the life of your hood hardware for years. Properly lubricated hinges and latches move smoothly, don't wear out, and, most importantly, don't fail. This small step can save you from a $400 repair bill and a massive headache down the road. Number 4. The Door Lock Liberator. This is another one of those out-of-sight, out-of-mind problems until it becomes an emergency. Your car's door locks are exposed to the absolute worst of the elements. They are constantly filled with driving rain, dirt, dust, and in the winter, corrosive road salt. They start to get sticky. The key gets hard to turn. Most people just ignore the problem. They just use their remote fob and forget about it. But what happens that day your remote fob battery dies, or your car battery is dead? You go to use the physical key and it won't go in, or it goes in, but it won't turn. you are completely and totally locked out of your own car. Now, you have to call a locksmith, which is a $100 to $200 service call just to get into your car. And if the lock mechanism is seized, it has to be replaced, costing even more. This is a 100% preventable problem. Every few months, as preventative maintenance, take your WD-40. Spray a small 1-second shot directly into the keyhole on your driver's door, your passenger door, and your trunk lock. Then, take your physical key, insert it into the lock, and turn it back and forth several times. Do this for all the locks. The WD-40 displaces any moisture or water, breaks down any gunk, and lubricates the dozens of tiny, delicate internal pins and tumblers inside the lock mechanism. This prevents corrosion and keeps everything moving smoothly. This is especially critical in winter climates where salt and freezing moisture can completely destroy a lock mechanism in a single season. This simple 10-second habit can prevent lockouts and extend the life of your locks indefinitely. It's one of those tiny things that takes minutes but saves you hours of frustration and a ton of money. Number 3. The fuel injector protector. This is a big one. Modern cars don't have carburetors. They have high-precision fuel injectors. These are basically tiny electronic nozzles that spray a microscopic, fine mist of fuel into your engine with perfect timing. They are incredible pieces of technology, but they are also incredibly delicate. When they get clogged with microscopic deposits from bad gas or gum and varnish from the fuel system, your engine runs like garbage. It will run rough, use way more gas, and can even suffer internal damage from a lean condition, where one cylinder doesn't get enough fuel. If you take your car to a shop complaining of these issues, they'll sell you a professional fuel injector cleaning service for $200 to $400. And if that doesn't work, they'll tell you you need new injectors, which can cost thousands of dollars. Now, let me be clear. You do not spray WD-40 into your gas tank. For inside the tank cleaning, you should stick with actual, dedicated fuel system cleaners made for that job. However, the health of your injectors is directly related to the health of your entire air intake system. Instead of waiting for them to clog, you can use WD-40 to keep the support systems clean. As we discussed in the throttle body trick, use WD-40 to clean your throttle body and your intake. A clean system prevents that oily, carbon-filled gunk from getting sucked into the engine and caked onto the tips of the injectors in the first place. The solvents in WD-40 are fantastic at dissolving the gum and varnish deposits that build up in the intake. By keeping the entire air and fuel path clean, you are preventing the very buildup that clogs those expensive injectors. It's preventative medicine for your fuel system, and it can save you thousands in diagnostic fees and replacement parts. Number 2. The air filter extender. This one might seem small, but the savings add up fast. Your engine's air filter is its lung. It seems simple, but a clogged air filter is a performance killer. It chokes your engine, cutting its power, devastating your gas mileage, and in severe cases, even causing engine damage by making it run too rich. Most people just look at the filter, see it's dirty, and replace it. A new engine air filter can cost anywhere from $20 to $70, depending on your car. But what if you could extend its life and even improve its effectiveness? Here's the trick. When your air filter starts looking dirty, but isn't completely caked and clogged, remove it from the airbox. Take your can of WD-40. From the clean side of the filter, the side facing the engine, spray a very light mist of WD-40 across the filter material. Don't soak it, just a light, even mist. Let it sit for a few minutes to disperse, then reinstall it. Here's why this works. The light oil coating in the WD-40 acts as a tassifier. It makes the filter material slightly sticky like a high-performance K&N filter. This light, sticky coating helps trap smaller dust and pollen particles that a dry paper filter might otherwise miss. It can actually improve the filtration of your filter while also helping to maintain airflow. This technique works especially well with reusable, oiled air filters, but it can also give a little boost to a standard paper filter. This can extend the time between filter replacements and give your engine better protection. But remember, this is for extending the life of of a filter that's still in decent shape. It's not a replacement for regular maintenance. Eventually, you'll still need to replace or properly clean that filter. Number 1. The Paint Protection Secret. This is the trick I've been saving for last, and it's one of my favorites because it tackles the most expensive and heartbreaking problem of all: paint damage. Your car's paint is its armor, and it is under constant assault. Road salt in the winter, baked on bird droppings in the summer, sticky tree sap, road tar, all of these things are chemically designed to eat through your clear coat and destroy your paint. Once that damage occurs, a professional repair is heartbreakingly expensive. A good detailer will charge hundreds to buff out scratches. A body shop will charge thousands to repaint a single panel. But that humble can of WD-40 can protect and even restore your car's finish in ways most people would never, ever imagine. First, let's talk about minor scratches and scuffs. Someone bumps you in the parking lot and leaves a paint transfer scuff. Before you call the body shop, spray a small amount of WD-40 on a clean microfiber cloth and gently rub the affected area. The solvents in the WD-40 can safely remove the transferred paint, and the oils can fill in and hide minor clear coat scratches, restoring the shine. Next, tar and bugs. After a long road trip, the front of your car is a graveyard, and that black road tar is like glue. Don't scrub and scratch your paint. Spray WD-40 directly on the tar spots and the bug splatter. Let it sit for 5 minutes. The WD-40 will dissolve the tar and break down the acidic bug guts, allowing you to wipe them clean with zero effort and zero damage to your paint. It also works amazingly well for removing adhesive residue. If you're taking off old bumper stickers, window decals, or dealership tape, don't take a razor blade to your paint. Soak the sticker with WD-40. It will penetrate and dissolve the adhesive underneath, letting you peel it right off. And here's a pro tip. As a temporary paint protector, you can use it in harsh conditions. If you're driving through a construction zone with fresh tar, or in the first salty slush of winter, a very light mist over your car's lower panels can prevent that grime from sticking in the first place, making cleanup 1,000 times easier. Now, we've just covered 12 incredible money-saving tricks. You're probably feeling pretty smart, ready to go fix your car, but hold on. This is the exact moment where car owners either become heroes or they become victims of the most expensive, catastrophic mistakes in automotive history. Because now that you know the good, I have to warn you about the bad. We need to talk about the 3 deadliest mistakes that 70% of car owners are making with this exact same can. These are the tips you see shared online that are actually dangerous, expensive, and will destroy your car. Do not touch that can again until you hear this. Mistake number 1. The brake system destroyer. This is, without a doubt, the single most dangerous, costly, and shockingly common mistake people make with WD-40. Every year, countless DIY mechanics and well-intentioned car owners make this fatal error. They hear their squeaky brakes just like we talked about. They think, oh, it's a squeak. WD-40 stops squeaks, and they spray it all over their brake pads and brake rotors. Here is the terrifying reality. This single mistake can kill you. It can kill your passengers. It can kill an innocent family on the road. This is not an exaggeration. It is a documented fact that has led to serious accidents, lawsuits, and fatalities. Let me explain what actually happens. Your brake pads work on one simple principle: friction. When you press the brake pedal, hydraulic fluid forces the brake pads to clamp down on the spinning metal rotors. That friction converts your car's motion into heat, and that's what brings you to a stop. WD-40 is specifically engineered to do the exact opposite. It is a lubricant. It is designed to reduce friction and create a slippery, low-friction barrier between surfaces. When you spray it on your brake pads and rotors, you are essentially removing your car's ability to stop. Period. It's like trying to stop on a sheet of pure ice, only worse. The oil in the WD-40 instantly contaminates and soaks into the porous friction material of the brake pad. You cannot clean it off. You cannot burn it off. The pad is destroyed. The first time you go to stop at a red light, your pedal will go to the floor, and the car will keep going into the intersection. The only fix for this mistake is a complete replacement of all contaminated components. That means new brake pads and new brake rotors on both sides of the axle. You're looking at a total cost of $800 to $2,500, depending on your vehicle. For a complete 4-wheel brake system replacement, replacement, you could be looking at $4,000 in repairs, all because of a 5-second decision that seemed harmless. Whatever you do, never let that can even get near your brake friction surfaces. Mistake number 2. The engine and transmission suicide. This one seems like it should be common sense, but you would be absolutely shocked how many people attempt this catastrophic mistake. They're in a pinch. They check their dipstick, see the oil is low, and think, well, WD-40 is a lubricant, I'll just top it off. Or worse, they believe it makes a good engine flush to clean out old, dirty oil before an oil change. This is automotive suicide. Plain and simple. Your engine oil is a highly engineered, complex fluid. It's packed with detergents, viscosity stabilizers, and high-pressure additives designed to work under extreme conditions. Your engine's internal temperatures regularly exceed 250 degrees, and the pressures on components like bearings reach thousands of pounds per square inch. WD-40 is a light, penetrating oil designed for freeing stuck parts and displacing moisture. It has none of those properties. Here is exactly what happens when you put WD-40 in your engine and start the car. Within minutes, the intense heat will cause the WD-40 to thin out completely, to the consistency of water. It will offer zero lubrication. Your engine's metal parts, the bearings, the pistons, the camshafts, will be grinding directly against each other. Your engine bearings will seize. Your pistons will score and scratch the cylinder walls. Your crankshaft will lock up. The engine will make a horrific, screaming, grinding noise, and then it will die completely, seized solid into a single, useless block of metal. The exact same destruction happens in an automatic transmission. Transmission fluid is even more complex, designed for hydraulic function and clutch operation. WD-40 will cause the transmission to foam, overheat, and burn up all the internal clutch packs. A transmission rebuild costs $3,000 to $5,000. A complete engine replacement ranges from $4,000 to $12,000. This single mistake has totaled countless vehicles and left owners facing repair bills that are worth more than the car itself. Do not, ever, ever do this. Mistake number 3. The silent rubber killer. This final mistake is sneaky. It's insidious. It doesn't cause the immediate, catastrophic explosive damage of the first two. Instead, it creates a slow-burning, expensive problem that can take months or even years to manifest. This makes it incredibly hard to connect the cause with the expensive, devastating effects. The mistake is using WD-40 to protect or shine rubber seals, gaskets, and hoses. This is particularly dangerous for your door seals, window seals, engine gaskets like the valve cover, transmission seals, and differential seals. Modern cars rely on dozens of precision-engineered rubber seals to keep water, air, dirt, and vital fluids exactly where they belong. WD-40 is a petroleum-based product, and petroleum distillates are the mortal enemy of many types of rubber. When you spray it on a rubber seal, it might look shiny and new for a day, but the solvents in the WD-40 are slowly leaching the plasticizers out of the rubber. The seal will first swell up, and then, over time, it will dry out, become brittle, and crack. This is a disaster. Door and window seals that have been compromised by WD-40 exposure will start allowing water to leak into your car's interior. This water damage can destroy the expensive computer modules, corrode your wiring harnesses, and create a dangerous mold problem in your upholstery and carpeting. You could be chasing a $3,000 electrical gremlin, all because you sprayed your door seals. Even worse are the engine gaskets. A valve cover gasket that's been degraded by WD-40 will start to leak oil all over your hot engine, creating a fire hazard. A failed transmission seal will leak fluid, starving the transmission and leading to a $5,000 rebuild. By the time you notice the symptoms, the water on the floor, the oil spot on the driveway, the extensive damage has already been done. Replacing these failed seals is often incredibly labor-intensive, requiring the disassembly of major components. This harmless mistake can easily cost you $500 to $3,000 in repairs. If you want to protect your rubber, use a dedicated silicone-based protectant, not a petroleum-based solvent. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you found these secrets helpful, and if you're going to be a little smarter with that blue and yellow can, let me know in the comments which trick was your favorite.